Few modern observers realize that much of what we take for granted in construction today, durability, resistance to rot, and even the relative longevity of timber, is a direct legacy of medieval craftsmanship. One overlooked reality is that medieval carpenters, often operating under the threat of decay, fire, and environmental extremes, developed methods to preserve wood that even today surpass many modern treatments. While we assume synthetic coatings and modern sealants are superior, the truth is that the oils and natural treatments used centuries ago were remarkably effective. Oils were not applied haphazardly. Medieval carpenters used layering and mechanical action to maximize penetration. Brushes made from natural fibers, cloths, and even hand-rubbing ensured that oil reached the cellular structure of the timber. Large beams might be coated multiple times over weeks or months, with each layer allowed to cure before the next was applied. In maritime contexts, shipbuilders often combined oils with resins and tar, creating a composite treatment that resisted both freshwater and saltwater decay. This was particularly critical in Northern Europe, where ships were exposed to cold, wet conditions for months at a time. Historical accounts of medieval shipwrecks and preserved vessels demonstrate that timber treated with these oils often outlasted untreated wood by decades. The first lesson is patience and preparation. Modern carpenters and hobbyists often seek immediate protection with a single coat of synthetic sealant. Medieval methods show that careful incremental application and preparation produce far more durable results. The second lesson is penetration over surface coating. Oils and resins that soak into the wood's fibers outperform surface-only sealants, which can fail as soon as cracks or scratches occur. For anyone interested in survivalist applications or self-reliant construction, these methods are still relevant. Timber stored or treated incorrectly today can warp, split, or rot within a few seasons. Following medieval principles, selecting appropriate oils, drying timber properly, and applying treatments thoughtfully can extend the life of wood in barns, outbuildings, furniture, or even small structures. The durability of wood was more than a domestic concern. It directly affected warfare. Fortifications, palisades, and siege engines depended on timber that could endure exposure without constant replacement. Some military engineers kept detailed records of timber selection, drying times, and oiling practices. These practices informed later European engineering manuals and influenced early modern practices in shipbuilding and construction. Understanding these methods gives modern historians and survivalists insight into the broader strategies of medieval societies. They highlight a time when practical knowledge and environmental adaptation determined whether a structure endured or failed. It also underlines a principle relevant today. The longevity of resources is directly tied to how they are managed before and during use. A widespread myth is that medieval structures survived purely by luck or that rot was unavoidable. While some decay occurred, the existence of surviving bridges, beams, and furniture illustrates that skilled carpenters had reliable methods. Another misconception is that natural oils were inferior to modern chemical preservatives. In reality, the oils created a dynamic, flexible protection system, allowing timber to respond to humidity and temperature changes, a property many synthetic coatings lack. For anyone seeking to apply these principles, start with dried timber. Select the appropriate oil for the species of wood, linseed for hardwoods, tung for softer woods, and resins for heavy structural members exposed to moisture. Clean the surface, remove dust and loose fibers, then apply the oil in thin layers, rubbing or brushing to ensure deep penetration. Allow each layer to cure, repeating the process as needed. For outdoor or maritime applications, consider mixing oils with natural resins to mimic the medieval shipbuilding technique. Even in modern woodworking, these methods produce results that last longer than many off-the-shelf synthetic treatments. A table, beam, or small structure prepared in this way may outlast chemically treated wood if maintained periodically. The principles are simple, but execution matters. Preparation, penetration, and patience are key. Studying these methods is not just a historical curiosity. It teaches resilience, resourcefulness, and a respect for materials that are often lost in contemporary practice. In survival scenarios, in off-grid construction, or when aiming to reduce reliance on chemical treatments, medieval methods offer a blueprint that is practical, proven, and rooted in centuries of trial and error. They remind us that careful preparation and intelligent use of natural materials can produce results superior to modern shortcuts. Medieval carpenters were not lucky. They were methodical, observant, and skilled. The oils and resins they used allowed timber to survive harsh environments, long before modern preservatives were available. These techniques remain relevant for anyone looking to build durable structures, protect wood for decades, or understand historical craftsmanship. If you value practical historical insights and want to apply centuries-old knowledge to modern projects, subscribe to In the Beginning and share this video with others who appreciate the intersection of history and craftsmanship. Understanding these forgotten methods helps us respect materials, build smarter, and preserve structures in ways that last far beyond a single season.